It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports. And we'll be watching the Falcons' sure-handed tight end. He went well over 100 yards a week ago and found his way to the end zone. It's the Falcons and the Seahawks, and it's coming up next on Madden NFL 23.
With Mount Rainier in the distance, there are few cities finer on a clear afternoon than this one, and we have a picture-perfect day for football at Lumen Field in Seattle.
Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Atlanta Falcons and the Seattle Seahawks.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and CD, our matchup here in this one, as so many do, revolves around the quarterback position. We've got an interesting pairing here. Marcus Mariota of the Falcons, Geno Smith of the Seahawks.
We do indeed. It's something I'm going to be watching for. Who can get off to a fast start? If you can go out, get points on the first drive, preferably a touchdown, you can really set the tone for the game. And I think that both of these quarterbacks are more than capable of doing just that.
It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports.
This will be fielded inside the 5. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. As Seattle's offense comes onto the field, we'll see a 10-year veteran under center. Guy who broke into the league as a starter back in 2013, Geno Smith.
In his stat line last week, that's not going to get him to the Pro Bowl. All right, no touchdowns, no interceptions, but they won. And so the bottom line for him is team won, managed the game effectively, led them to victory. He's doing all the right things.
Smith going to look to throw right away.
And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. Looking to throw again on second down. Smith. That's complete to DK Metcalf. 6 yards to pick up, and that's a first down. The Seahawks at 2-0 here to begin the season. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle.
How's best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that one.
Straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid game.
Back to Walker on first down.
And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
Walker now on 1st and 10. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down. The numbers for Walker from last week's effort: 11 carries, 51 yards.
They're coming off of back-to-back wins, and I think a lot of credit belongs to this guy right here because, to me, he's not only carried his weight, he's carried a few other guys along as well. He's helped draw defensive attention away from not just him, but open things up for his teammates, too. So if this winning streak is going to continue to have some legs to it, he has to remain effective and put together another nice game.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. They'll try the air now with Smith. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Catch is made by Metcalf.
And he's going to be taken down here still a couple yards short of the first. They get 15, but they still needed a little bit more. 4th down.
Well, don't tell any defensive coordinator I played for, but that might be considered a win for both teams because defensively they stopped them short and forced the 4th down. But offensively, they picked up enough yards to give their kicker a better shot if that's what they want to do.
They'll run for it. It's Walker.
And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line. On 1st down, Smith. Looking deep downfield. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Now Geno.
And this throw incomplete. Now the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. He's got his tight end fan.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Well, on 3rd down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found with his tight end there to pick up the first, Charles.
And you use the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Now a man who moved up the depth chart with the retirement of Chris Carson. Here's Rashad Penny.
He just danced away from that one defender on his way to a gain of about 7 yards. On 2nd down, here's Penny. And he will take this one in for the Seattle touchdown. Rashad Penny, his first touchdown of the new season.
And the Seahawks are on the board first here this afternoon. No, CD, there didn't seem to be much resistance there down near the goal line.
Yeah, partner, from what I saw there, not a real good job of matching up defensively because to me, they looked like they were just in their base 3-4 package. You need bigger bodies in there in a goal line type situation. The 3-4, fine between the 20s, but not down here when you're guarding your end zone.
Myers connects on the PAT, and it's now a 7-0 game. So that drive spans 13 plays, and it's finished off by a Rashad Penny touchdown run.
And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. Well, the Falcons now get to stretch their wings on offense here, and at quarterback for them is a former 2nd overall pick who spent 4 seasons as a starter in Tennessee, Marcus Mariota.
I love this quote during the week. If I were a defensive back, I would have wanted to play against me last week as well. He's trying to eliminate those turnovers, those interceptions, and get back on the positive side of the ledger, throwing touchdown passes.
Yeah, had 4 of those picks, led to the loss.
1st and 10 now for the Falcons, and Mariota
at their 25-yard line. Mariota to throw it. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. Throwing again on 2nd down. Mariota, and it's complete right back to Ridley. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
So we just called his name on the previous snap, and they go right back to him, Charles, for a 2nd consecutive completion.
Yeah, I think what we're discovering on this drive is that he feels like he has answers no matter what defense you throw up there. He reads it, finds the open spot, and is available for the completion.
Mariota on 1st down. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. And, of course, that's not an easy man to sack. You know how elusive he can be trying to get outside of the pocket. That was a great play on the defensive side.
Now, I wonder what was going through his mind because he didn't seem as committed to using his legs to pick up yardage. He wanted to keep that play alive, so either take off and go or throw it away. But he held on to the football and ended up getting sacked.
Now, following the sack, they'll come up here on a 2nd down and 12. Throwing, Mariota. He sets to fire deep. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Mariota now from the 50. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. To throw again on 2nd down. Mariota. And too much juice. It'll be out of bounds, incomplete. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Flush to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
One time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. So now make that a 2nd sack for them on this drive.
And Brandon, we hear it every week when we go out to do a game. Everyone talks about playing complementary football. Their offense goes down and scores. They see that, and they want to back them up, and that they did, getting 2 sacks on this first drive.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. And the fair catch is taken at about the 13-yard line here. 36 yards on the punt with no return. And it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They've got the 7-0 lead. Now they've got the football back after their defense got the stop, CD. And you get the feeling if they could score here, they really have all the momentum on their side.
And you just wonder right now, is the quarterback and the play caller totally in sync? Are they of one mind to, hey, what worked last time? Let's keep doing it until they stop us. Or do they go to a different section in the playbook, show them something different? Either way, they want a repeat of their first drive.
They'll try for the first with Walker.
And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25.
Offside, defense.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
Now Geno on 1st down. They'll lock it with a grab over the middle. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Smith.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. That one taken in by Dwayne Eskridge. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Throwing again is Smith. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Geno. Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. A shotgun snap for Smith. Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. And the Falcons are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really, on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game.
Some good games coming up here in Week 3, the first weekend of fall officially. And tonight, the Niners and Broncos from Denver. 49er fans are probably saying, wait, I thought we were done with Russell Wilson. No, they'll see him tonight. And then on Monday night, Cowboys and Giants from MetLife Stadium kicking off at 8:15 Eastern.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A very solid gain of 27.
That was a fun one to watch right there. A nice in-breaking route and plenty of room in the middle of the field. And he was able to get behind the linebackers and grab the completion for a really good pickup.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. Mariota now.
And this one incomplete. Threw it down at the feet of his receiver.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. To throw is Mariota. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
A loss of 3 on the sack made by multiple defenders. He's certainly one of those quarterbacks that can burn you with his mobility, but that time able to hem him in and get him to the ground.
Perfect descriptor right there about how they kept him in the pocket. Excellent job of containment, but they were still able to continue to bring such strong pressure without letting him escape. But how about those guys in the secondary as well? Kept the coverage tight, plastered to the receivers, and left no real options for him to throw it downfield.
The sack backs him up, so now Mariota in Atlanta dealing with a 3rd and long.
They'll set up a throw. Dancing to his left. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Mariota had an 87-yard run as a rookie. This one a bit less, but it is a 1st down.
Oh, man. Just when the D thought they had the answer for him, he went and changed the question. Surprises him by taking off himself. He's able to set up his offense pretty with a 1st and goal.
Mariota. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Algier trying to get to the goal line, but he's going to be stopped just short at the 1.
Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play.
The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Algier again.
And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown.
Tyler Algier
with his first career NFL touchdown.
And the Falcons are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. So the 2nd down run didn't work. They run it again on 3rd down and get in. I wasn't sure if they might pass it, Charles. We know that they like to mix it up down here around the goal line.
Yeah, almost felt like the offensive line said, forget mixing it up. Let's call our favorite running play over our best blockers, and let's get this one in.
Extra point attempt to come here. It's up and good, and we're tied at 7 here in quarter number 2. So that drive 7 plays in length.
And it was Tyler Algier capping things off with a touchdown.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls at work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover the Plague did on the last one.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Smith, he lets it fly for Lockett. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. From the gun on 3rd down, Smith.
He's got his big tight end, Fant. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Geno now to throw.
Going right back to Fant.
And after that completion, you can understand why so many teams in the league are emphasizing speed on defense in every position. The tight ends have created so many tough matchups now. If you can't run with a tight end as a linebacker, this is going to be the result every time.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete.
On 3rd down, here's Walker.
It's a gain of 4 there and gives him a new set of downs.
They had yet to run the ball at all on this drive, but 3rd and short definitely was a great time to dial one up.
So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Penny. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. Now we're going to get a timeout here as it looks like there's a Seahawk injured on the play.
The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Here's Smith. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd. Now Smith.
And that nearly intercepted. Boy, for a guy known for his hands defensively, that's a ball he probably thinks he should have come up with. But instead, it's 4th down.
And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here.
The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, with their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out the running game.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. Cody Barton there to bring him down. On 2nd down, a run with Patterson.
And he's got a good gain of 7 up to the 37. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. This time they face a 3rd and 2.
And they'll try and run the option to pick it up.
Well, this is not going to be enough. Was in search of 2 yards and only got halfway there.
I know they want to go for it here, and I know that their fans want them to go for it, but listen, I'm going to play head coach right here and look at the facts. Tie game, plus, even if you get the first, you still got a half a field to go. I'll go ahead and punt the football myself.
So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. And he'll get credit for putting him inside the 20 as the fair catch is made right at about the 19-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10.
A little jet sweep to start the drive.
And he'll be taken down here at about the 23-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
brings up 2nd and 8.
Here's Smith. And he fires one incomplete. So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Throwing is Smith. Hard throw, incomplete.
So many offense will include their running into the passing offense and being able to swing the ball out or check it down to them. But sometimes those guys are just not as comfortable catching the ball as they are running it.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away.
Gets around him. It'll be a net of 39. 41-yard punt, 2 on the return.
And it will be Falcon football. And now this offense comes back out onto the field.
The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
And they get to Mariota here as he's dropped on the sack. Barreling in for the sack, Shelby Harris.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
The sack backs him up, so now Mariota in Atlanta dealing with a 3rd and long.
Back to throw. That's Cordero Patterson hauling it in. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half.
This pass is caught by London.
Now another timeout called for by the offense as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
So here's a 1st and 10 now down inside the 20.
From the red zone now, Mariota.
That's into the hands of Pitts, the tight end. And the Falcons are going to be set up with a 1st and goal here as the tackle made at the 9.
Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Mariota again.
Going for Kyle Pitts again. He's got him again.
Touchdown!
Kyle Pitts.
As the first half is winding down.
And the Falcons have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half.
CD for them, this has just been an offensive explosion here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the 1st quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the 2nd. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people...
And I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
So that challenge, a successful one.
So thanks to the late touchdown, it's a time ball game here heading to break. As we'll send you back over to Orlando with our EA Sports Halftime Report, here's Jonathan Coachman.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Time to give you folks at home a look around the NFL on this first official weekend of fall. So let's get to it. Let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the 2nd quarter.
Next, a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Falcons. And in a tie ball game, they've got to be asking themselves, what can we do to get this passing game on track for the second half to come? Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they too didn't throw the ball as well as they would have liked. And I think both teams would say there's room for improvement in the second half.
All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. From out of his end zone, it's Avery Williams. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Falcons ready to go back to work to start the third quarter. Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one, and we all know a lot of coaches from the NFL all the way down to the Pee Wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
I'm wondering if the same thing went through your mind as mine. When I see a big man like that make a catch, all I keep thinking to myself is, big man with football. Look out, everyone. He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But, boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. On third down, Mariota. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. And that gain of 9 buys them a new set of downs.
No surprise to see a sideline fired up by that big play. Heck, we're fired up, and we're supposed to be neutral. That's a quarterback putting his body on the line to fight and just barely get the first down. When he does something like that, it gets everyone ready to lay it all out there and try and match his intensity.
From the 34 now, here's first and 10. Off the play fake, Mariota. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage.
8 yards.
Out of the gun, a run with Patterson. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46.
12 yards is the pickup. Good for a first down for the Falcons. Those are the type of runs that we did not see from him in the first half, but a good start to the third quarter.
And I know what everyone's thinking that's watching this. They did a great job adjusting at the half. Oftentimes you don't make adjustments. You just dial into your game plan a little bit better, and maybe they're starting to make some headway.
First down, Mariota.
And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
They'll try to throw now, Mariota.
And this will be caught by Edwards. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line.
The trade sent Brian Edwards from a very crowded Raiders depth chart to a much more open one in Atlanta. It's a great opportunity for the third-year man who was an excellent deep threat in limited opportunities with Las Vegas. He averaged 17 yards per catch over 45 career receptions in his first 2 seasons. He could more than double that career catch total in his first year with the Falcons.
Mariota's throw taken in by Edwards. 8 yards to go on second down.
To throw, Mariota. Escaping the pressure right. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 14. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
Fast, slow, it doesn't matter. If you give a quarterback enough room to escape, he can hit you for a big gain. You've got to give him a little more focus moving forward.
Here's a first and 10 at the 14-yard line. Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep.
And he'll be taken down here at about the 11.
A 2nd and 7 with our score tied at 7, but they're planning to change that soon. Only question, will they get 3 or 6 out of it?
Flushed out right. And he'll be brought down here at the 3-yard line. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, get some 9 yards and a first.
Well, this has certainly turned into a showcase game for what he can do on the ground, because they're just continuing to give him chances to run it, and he's earning every additional carry by putting up positive yardage on each run.
Throwing, Mariota. Pass incomplete. 2 of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal.
Pass complete to Cordero Patterson out of the backfield.
And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And now we've got a 3rd and goal situation.
That's a great job of tackling right there. If he could have made the first man miss, maybe he could have taken it into the end zone. Instead, they stopped him pretty well right in his tracks, and you often see that in the red zone. Offense has to be quick. In this case, the defense was quicker.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Well, so a drive that spans all that time, and yet you may only come away with 3 points here.
Well, your defense, all right, they actually like these long drives. They get to rest over on the sidelines for a while. But when you're not finishing with points in terms of touchdowns, that's frustrating. They've got to figure out how to close out these long drives and get 6s instead of 3s.
Well, they don't get a touchdown here on the opening drive of the 3rd quarter, but I think maybe you still say mission accomplished as they come away with the lead.
No, absolutely. You keep the pressure on, right? You go downfield, get some points up on the board, and hope that you've motivated your defense to take the field and hold that lead.
From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback.
Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the 3rd.
And they find themselves down on the scoreboard following the field goal a moment ago.
And I think even though they trail in the game now, I would consider that a win for their defense, and that's probably what they're telling the offense when they get to the bench. Hey, the onus is on you guys now. Get back out there and get us the lead back.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he'll be stopped up at the 26 after a gain of only a couple. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Smith on 3rd down. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
That's taken on the 25.
A nice punt, but a good run back as well, 13 yards.
And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10. Atlanta now coming out on the field.
Now this game, it has obviously been all about the defense on both sides of the football. Which offense is going to break through here? We'll see if they can do it on this drive.
On 1st and 10, here's Mariota.
He's got his man, London, right side.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. The drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? Flush to his right.
That's going to be caught by Pitts.
And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 23 yards on the play. He was out there waving his arms, and when you got a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 as they're down to the 29-yard line. Mariota now.
Right back to Pitts again. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Throw out right, taken in by Patterson.
A good action to this point in the 3rd quarter. Just a 3-point game. 2nd and 10.
Again, it's Mariota. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters.
This is the National Football League on EA Sports.
Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the 4th quarter. Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Koo knocks this one through the post.
And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7. So they get to 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down.
And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
Smith, an incomplete pass on 1st down. Now it's 2nd and 10. Geno now to throw.
This one goes underneath to Walker.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 10 yards and a Seattle 1st down.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now Geno.
And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Smith now to throw. He gets it to his running back, Rashad Penny. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. And incomplete on the deep ball. Now here's Michael Dixon as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Call it 46 yards on the punt, just a single yard on the return as he was covered quickly. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Atlanta prepped and readied for its next possession.
They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gets him the 1st down. Quite the turnaround from a week ago where he threw 4 interceptions. He hasn't had an interception this game, and he told us during the week, my goal, goose egg. He's achieving that so far.
And what we're seeing is a guy that you can win with, all right? Because anyone who can make that type of an adjustment to shake off a really horrendous week the week before and come back and play mistake-free football to this point, Yeah, that's a guy I want to play with, that's for sure.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, it's Mariota. That's into the hands of Edwards. The Falcons on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. This will be 3rd and 5. Mariota to throw it.
Oh, he's got his tight end pitch complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 41-yard line. That's a 3rd down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play.
And that certainly appears to be a critical conversion right there, because not only do they keep the drive going, they take valuable time off the clock as well. They have to feel really good about that last completion.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 41. Play action now. Mariota.
Going for Kyle Pitts again. He's got him again. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35.
So much goes into a successful play, doesn't it? How about that play action there? Freezing the defense just enough to bring the tight end free downfield for the completion.
2nd down and 3.
They'll throw again. Mariota.
Open man is Edwards. He's got it.
And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 22-yard line. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another 1st down.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. A 1st down throw for Mariota. Steps away to his left.
And this one too low.
So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Throwing is Mariota. Got a man. It's Patterson, complete.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
On 3rd down, Mariota. Oh, no, he lost the football. And the Seahawks have recovered.
Well, partner, here's where team football gets tested a little bit, because I know the defensive guys were over there chilling on the sidelines, and all of a sudden, they heard the sudden change call because that fumble puts them right back on the field, and they've got to go out and finish the game now themselves.
Absolutely. Nursing that slim lead here in the 4th, a costly turnover. They'll start on the ground. It's Rashad Penny.
And not a whole lot there. Maybe a yard to the 27.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
Throwing now is Geno. And he whips that one incomplete there. After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Now here's Michael Dixon as he's on for the 5th time here today. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here. Right now clinging to a 1-score lead, Charles, and I think operating within that 4-minute offense with a little less than 4 minutes to go applies here, right?
It certainly does, and that means the playbook is still wide open. But you are a little bit more careful about what you're calling. You want plays that are going to gain yardage, how would you say it, consistently, right? You don't need the big shots downfield, but make sure the clock continues to run. Pile up the 1st downs, and the goal? End the game with your quarterback kneeling down at the end, and you still have the lead.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
First and 10, it's Patterson.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. No gain on the play there, second down. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They've got a second down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. Once more, they turn to Patterson. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop him here.
Third down, here's Patterson.
And he gets this to the 48, but no further. Well short of the line to gain.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
Here's Bradley Pinion now as he's on to punt for Atlanta. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And they'll play keep away from the returner as this one will be marked out of bounds at the 13-yard line. Pretty good spot. So all eyes on this Seahawks offense. Down 13-7. At time, a huge factor. Their perfect start to the season in jeopardy unless they can score here as they've got it 1st and 10. Now it's Smith. To the right side and complete to Metcalf. Clock running here under 90 seconds to go. Smith. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Desperation time for Smith on 4th down.
And the comeback may stall out. It's intercepted. Picked up by Richie Grant. And the Falcons are going to take possession of the football. When you talk about making winning plays, that is a winning play at this stage of the game. To come up with that interception, huge.
I like how you identified that because most people think winning plays are the offense trying to get it done. In this case, nursing a lead, they found a way to make a play on that side of the ball and maybe finish things off.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. And this one all over but the shouting, you might say. Now, there's one timeout remaining defensively, but probably no real need to use it here.
Yeah, the only time they would use it, strictly for pride.
Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 1:06 left to go in the game. The Falcons in victory formation as they take a knee.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down.
Mariota with a knee to the ground, and that should be it.
Certainly some pressure here on Younghoe Koo.
This to perhaps salt this one away. And this one is right through. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And, you know, it wasn't a shutout. They did give up the points in the 1st quarter, but 2nd, 3rd, and 4th quarter, they held them scoreless.
Brandon, if you throw a shutout for quarters 2, 3, and 4, you can win a lot of games in this league. And this felt a lot like, almost like if you said baseball, and the pitcher goes through the lineup the first time, and the hitters get to see him, and then they come out after that, and the bats start blazing, right? I think they saw their best stuff in the 1st quarter and just shut everything down from that point on. What a great, convincing performance.
So for the Falcons, they get back in the win column as they move to 2-1 now on the year. And they'll return home next week to take on the Cleveland Browns. Meanwhile, for the